five senses are very strong. The mind is often very weak. So when the mind is weak, it's very difficult to guard the senses or even practice restraint.
Yes.
So it's like a vicious cycle.
Yes, yes.
So when they like a person who has very weak concentration, or people who are calm and vague, very restless mind, if they ask them to sit for even 5 minutes, it's like torture to them. They are obsessed with certain things, like they are obsessed with eating. The mind will keep going to eat, or they are obsessed with the movie, they want to go and engage in whatever obsession that they have. So
yes.
how do we break the first step?
You know, when we go to school, we go through kindergarten, then we go to elementary school or primary school, then we go to secondary school, then we go to college or university, and after that we go to postgraduate for some people. So for people whose hindrances are very strong, and they are like students in the kindergarten or primary school, they have a long way to go. That means they have to do a lot of work. So there's no shortcut. No shortcut in life. There's some people you can see that they are just not spiritually mature. So there are some people, when you try to encourage them to come and listen to the Dhamma, they will refuse to listen. When you try to teach them to abstain from certain unwholesome practices, they refuse to abstain. They have just not come to that stage, that level. So they will have to suffer more. When they suffer, then they will learn this. If we don't discipline ourselves, the world will discipline us. So we have to learn the hard way. Just like just now we read the sutta, you have unwholesome states of mind within you. That was going to be your teacher, make you suffer until you wake up.
When we are already in the Dhamma center, we realize that we have very restless mind, and still we cannot meditate. There are some of us who cannot meditate at all. So how do we help ourselves when we are in that kind of situation? Chanting mantra or while we work, or what other ways that we can calm our mind down so that we are not so restless?
The easy way is to do chanting. Chanting is a long tradition in all religions, not only Buddhism. Buddhism we do chanting like the Buddha. The first meditation the Buddha taught was actually chanting on the 32 parts of the body. And we can also chant like the Parita. We can chant like Buddho, Buddho, or we can chant Arahang, Arahang. We can chant Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa, or we can chant Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Buddhaya. So like in Hinduism, they have a lot of mantras for you to chant. And even in Islam also they chant. Even in Christianity also they chant. So it's a very universally recognized method to calm the mind. And that is the easiest way. In fact, this chanting is very powerful. If you try not to sleep at night, you try to chant, keep chanting, chanting, try to maintain your wakefulness. So that is one way, and then we have to use our own wisdom, depending on that person. He has to see his own problem, what is his problem and how to deal with it. So sometimes we have to fight our weaknesses, have to meet it head on. If you don't have the courage to meet it head on, you don't have the strength to fight it, then you will forever be a slave of your weakness. When I was young, I was frightened by adults. made to be frightened of dark places. And especially when I went my parents to see Pontianak show, and after that, ghost show. After that, I remember for one continuous week, every night I had nightmares. So after that, I'd be afraid of dark places. But after I became a monk, then I went to Thailand in 1986. After 1 year in Thailand, I came back to Malaysia. And because I had seen forest monasteries in Thailand, then I also had this inspiration to look for a quiet, secluded place to practice on my own. So I went to Ipoh and looked for caves. I went to many caves. I found that all the beautiful caves were taken up by people. So some devotees started to look for a cave for me. And they found one suitable cave behind Simpang Polai. But it was a very dark cave, totally dark, very dark. So when I first went into that cave, I dare not stay inside also. I had to stay at the entrance there, actually the back entrance. I stayed in a higher place outside where it was bright. I stayed 2 nights there. And then I realized that it's not so comfortable. And there are 2 reasons why I like to stay in cave. One is it's very cool inside. On a hot afternoon, so you feel cool inside. Secondly, it cuts out all the sound outside. You can't hear the traffic, you can't hear noise from houses and all that. Normally, of course, caves are away from houses also. So the first 2 nights I stayed at the rear entrance, at the elevated place. Then I realized that it was not so comfortable because in the afternoons I'd be warm. The warm air will come, so it's not conducive for meditation. And then the second night I stayed there, I had a dream. I dreamed that some devas asked me to come, and they wanted to see who was this fellow sleeping there. And then I went to their presence and I saw about 5 devas, and one of them was seated, the others were standing, and they all looked very nicely and very nicely dressed. They were like Indian devas. So the leader was seated. So when I went to their presence, they looked at me, and I looked at them. Then after that, when I looked at myself, I found that I was exactly like them, like a deva. I was dressed up like a deva. Then I woke up. Then I realized they were trying to tell me they accept me as a member, that if I stay inside the cave, there'll be no problem. Then after that, I moved into that cave. I moved in that cave, and then I stayed there for 4 months. So after 4 months, I got used to dark places. I got no more fear of dark places. So that's the only way to fight your fear. So similarly, to fight our weaknesses, sometimes we have to bash it head on. If you cannot, then you have to use your wisdom, see how to deal with it stage by stage.
You also write in the Sutta, Buddha says that when the mind is weak, it's easy, it's very easy for the mind to be taken possession of by dreams. Say if a person who might have been possessed, can they help themselves by strengthening their mind or by can they be helped?
If a person is kind of possessed, then he needs to do a lot of meritorious deeds to bring up the karma. That's one thing. Bring up the what we say, one so ko, ji un quan. That's one thing. And then the place where that person stays also important. You stay in a place like a monastery actually is very good because then the vibrations are good here, and so it's not conducive for evil spirit to stay in such a place. Then when a person does meritorious deeds like helping in a monastery and all that, he or she becomes happy. When you help others, and that's the result of skillful action, wholesome action that benefits others. You become happy yourself, and you become happy, then your state of mind slowly changes. A lot of people, because of not doing enough good karma, they tend to become depressed. I know some people, they like one person I know was not filial enough to the parents. So when the parents died, he got into depression. Probably he doesn't understand also. But I can see most likely due to that not doing enough for parents. So after parents have passed away, you will naturally regret. So such people, they have to do more good deeds, charity and all that. And then they become happier persons. After they become more happy, then the mind is quietened down. When the mind quietens down, then they can see things more clearly. If you are not happy, then the mind is very easily agitated. Small things will make you agitated. So that's why wholesome karma is very important, very good for us. You see a lot of people who are miserable because they only think of themselves. A lot of people only think of their own problem. The more they think of their problem, the worse they become. On the other hand, there are some people who are smarter. If they have free time, they go and help others. Like a lot of Westerners, you see, they like to devote their free time to do charitable work, to do social work and all that. And by helping others, you get a lot of happiness. I have some sisters who have migrated to Australia. Now they are old. They also join these charitable organizations. Whenever people are sick and need help, sometimes need just somebody to talk to. A lot of old people, they're very lonely, especially in the West. They need somebody to talk to them. So my sisters go and sometimes talk to them, keep them company, and the old person becomes very happy. You got a friend to talk to, and that makes the person, like my sister, also very happy because you help people. So helping others is very, very important. You think you help others, actually you're helping yourself. Just like dana, sometimes like monks go begging for food. Sometimes monks, some people can see like the monastery is quite well supported. You don't go and the monk doesn't go and beg for food also, he will still get enough food to eat. But the Buddha taught monks to purposely go on alms round to give people the opportunity to do dana, to give the opportunity for people to get blessings. That's why in the Vinaya books, it is not allowed for a monk to stay alone in the deep forest and feed himself on roots, on fruits that have fallen from the forest, on leaves and all that. Not allowed. A monk must go and beg for his food or accept offerings in the monastery. So sometimes, like a monk does this, it's for the good of the people. Sometimes if people don't realize, they think the monk actually really needs the food or what. Sometimes it's not.
Talking about meditation, see when